Good morning, or good day, or good evening whenever you're watching this video. This is section 1.3 regarding solve linear equations. I apologize for any background noise. I'm actually at a Starbucks while I'm recording this video. And then, of course, after I finish the video, I'm going to dash home to shower and get ready to teach you guys. So anyway, what's the difference between an equation and an expression? An equation involves an equal sign. An expression does not have an equal sign. It's really that simple. So for example, if I have 4x plus 5 equals 10, that's an equation. And we solve equations. An expression would be 4x plus 5, and you're probably asked to evaluate when x is, say, 1. Or you might see x equals 1. But this right here is an expression because it doesn't have an equal sign, and you're evaluating it. You're actually plugging something in and getting a number. Whereas an equation, you're trying to find out what x actually equals to make the left side equal the right side. So that's the difference between the two. I want to make sure that we don't confuse or blur those terms. So for number 2, we're going to be working with equations and solving them. And we're only going to be working with linear equations right now. Linear equations are when the exponent for x is just 1. So we're not going to do anything with any exponents greater than 1 until later in the semester, like x squared. Those are quadratic equations. We'll worry about those later. For now, we're going to keep it simple and just really focus on linear equations. So let's look at a couple of these here. Now these are a little tricky because they do have fractions, but don't let it mess with you. You want to combine like terms, as we usually do for solving linear equations. So I'll subtract 1 from both sides because 1 and 4 are like terms. And then my job is to get rid of the negative 3/5. So I need to perform the inverse operation. Because x is being multiplied by negative 3/5, I'm going to divide by negative 3/5. I'll do that to both sides. So then x is going to equal 3 times 5 over negative 3. And that becomes just negative 5. Remember, when you divide by a fraction, you flip the fraction over and turn it into a multiplication problem. If you so desire, when we're at this step over here, you could have multiplied both sides by negative 5/3. That would have been the same thing. Because when you multiply a fraction by its reciprocal, they're going to cancel out, and you still get the same thing. So let's take a look at part B now. Combine like terms. Now, the one thing you may want to do when you have multiple fractions like this is find the LCD, the least common denominator. That's kind of mentioned actually up here. And the reason why that's a good idea is that if you multiply everything, not just the fractions, but every term by the LCD, which in our case the LCD is going to be 20, that's the least common multiple of 5 and 4. So if everything gets multiplied by 20, you can actually wipe away all the fractions in one swift stroke. And the reason why that's nice is that it makes the math easier. So if you multiply 20 to negative 3/5, you can use a calculator if you need to. That will be negative 12x plus 20x. 20 times 1/4 is 5, but 5x plus 20. We keep moving. 8x equals 5x plus 20. 3x equals 20. X is 20/3. Okay, so we keep moving. Again, I guess this obsession with Pokemon about 2 years ago, so sorry I haven't updated this. But let's say you play Pokemon Go, you get 3 Pidgeotty candies when you catch a Pidgey. Okay, sorry, I don't even know Pokemon very well, so I totally mispronounced that. You need 12 Pidgey candies to evolve a Pidgey to a Pidgeotto. Okay, I guess so. It's a more powerful Pokemon. How many Pidgeys do you need to catch? Well, I think that's pretty easy. That's just 12 minus 3. So say you set up the equation like that, where P is the Pidgeys you need to get, and you need 12 to get there. Or, I guess we could run like this, P plus 3 equals 12, because you already have 3. You need P more Pidgeys to get to 12. Then, of course, the answer is 9. I mean, that's pretty obvious. You don't need to make an equation for that. But if we look at the next one, let P be the number of Pidgeys. My expression represents the number of Pidgey candies you receive from catching P Pidgeys. Well, again, that was just P plus 3. You start at 3, and P is the number of Pidgeys you're catching. And we can say that equals T, where T is the total Pidgeys. If you wanted to do that. If you look at part C, it says here you get 4 Pidgey candies for each Pidgey you catch. You need 50 Pidgey candies to evolve. You can only have 10 Pidgey candies. How many Pidgeys you need to catch to evolve? Well, if you have already 10 candies, and you're getting 4 candies for each Pidgey, you need to get up to 50, that's how you'd write it. So again, you always want to start with your initial amount. Obviously, this is your unknown, and that's going to be your total. And you can think of this as kind of like slope, or your rate of change. Because apparently for every Pidgey you catch, you gain 4 candies. And we're going to talk more about slope in Chapter 2. And then, of course, if you solve it, 4P equals 40, P equals 10. Let's look at part E. Actually, part E I'm not going to do. You're going to do this homework. I'm going to let you guys kind of figure that one out. And you'll put in the Google form afterwards. Let's look at F, G, and H, and we'll wrap up this video. So let's say you make $45 for a shift that you work, and then tips you get 15%. You earn $120 one evening. So how much money did you sell in food? Well, if you think about it, you automatically get $45. You get 15% of the food bills, and we'll call X the food bills, and you make $120. So remember, that's your total. That's your initial amount. That's the unknown. And that's the rate of change. Because apparently, for every, I guess you could say for every $100 of food you sell, you make $15. Because 15% is 15 out of 100. So again, it's a rate or a ratio that you're applying to the unknown. Of course, you can work it out. 0.15x equals 75, I think. And if you solve for x, I think you made about $500, or you sold $500 in food. So not a bad night, $120. Well, not enough to live in the Bay Area, but anyway, for G. So you paid $17.28 for a book, and there's 8% sales tax. So the price of the book plus the 8% tax, equals 17.28. Then you want to do this and use the calculator. I'm actually getting my cell phone out because I do not know that it's off the top of my head. Let's see here. And my phone's acting really slow right now. Probably because I got all these updates going on right now. So $16 is the price of the book. So again, you don't know the cost of the book. So that's actually going to be the initial amount, if you think about it. That was the total amount. That's also an unknown. And of course, that's a rate of change. It's kind of like a slope, the 8%, because that's 8 out of 100. So for every $100 for the cost of a book, or cost of an item, you got to pay an extra $8 in tax. Lastly, for H, um, real estate agents base salary is $22,000 per year, 4% sales, 60,000 is how much you want to make. So you start with $22,000. Guaranteed to make that much. That's your rate of change. You don't know how much the sales are, and you want to make $60,000. And you kind of sort of just go through the motions, work it out. And again, I'm gonna so you can see why salespeople are really keen on their how much they sell, because that's where they really make most of their money. And wow, this person sold a lot. Probably should give the person more money. Sold nearly $1 million worth of real estate. Well, actually, one house in the Bay Area costs that much. So probably the person has to sell just one house and they'll be okay for the year. So anyway, that covers this video, and we're all set. I'll see you guys later.